Hey guys, Mickey Kilby here, and welcome to another episode of The Mickey Lynn Show. I am on a mission to help moms conquer the chaos in their lives, defeat that feeling of overwhelm, and be able to raise confident kids. So I am so excited that you guys are here today, and I want to talk to you guys about 5 simple routines that I have done and put in place in our home that has allowed us to have more peace in the more peaceful atmosphere and to be able to manage all of that chaos that comes with just being a mom and having a family. And it just makes all the difference in the world when you have a routine and you have a little bit of structure. It doesn't have to be perfect. I want you guys to do this imperfectly. I know that's hard. Sometimes that's hard for me too, but you want to have some structure. You want to be able to create that calm atmosphere in your home so that you can have a calm atmosphere in your head. I don't even know if you can have an atmosphere in your head, but y'all know what I mean. So before we get started, let's jump in. I want to ask you guys a question. What is one routine that you guys already have that you've put into place that has helped you to feel more in control? I would love to be able to share that with other moms and experience that and maybe try something out for myself that maybe I hadn't even thought about. So yeah, so let me know what you guys have put into place already and that you enjoy and that seems to be working for you. So why do we talk about routines? I did not have routines for the longest of time. I am kind of like that fly by the seat of your pants person. I love to wake up in the morning and just have that freedom to go wherever I want to go and do whatever I want to do. And if I feel like doing laundry, I feel like doing laundry. If I want to go to the coffee shop, that's what I do. What I noticed though is the more kids that we've had and the busier that our lives have gotten, it's been a lot harder to just do that and not feel so crazy. So I have implemented structure with routines so that I can have that freedom outside and do whatever I want to do because we've established a routine and a structure in our house. And I've implemented just kind of small manageable routines. It doesn't have to be crazy. You guys, you don't want it to be rigid. You want to just have some structure to kind of make life a little more predictable and be able to bring you guys some peace. So let's talk about 5 routines that have been a complete game changer for me. So, number one, you need to start with a morning routine. That is really going to set the stage for your entire day. A morning routine can literally make or break your entire day. I use an app and I have if I'm going to be home for the day, I have a home routine. If I'm going to be working at the coffee shop, depending on which shift I work, I have that routine in there. And do I always follow it exactly? No, I don't. But I always look at it, and that gives me like somewhat of an idea of where I'm going with things. But it really helps to set the tone for like a calm, organized day. And I actually start my morning routine the night before. And I had read about that years ago, and I was like, that's kind of crazy. That's stupid. I just want to go to bed and be done. But it was really helpful to me. So I set out my clothes the night before. I prep my calendar so that I know what I'm doing the next day. If, when I was packing lunches for my husband and stuff, sometimes I would prep those the night before, just depending on what he wanted to eat. And then I always wake up before the kids, and I am not a morning person. I would much rather stay up late. What I was finding though is I was staying up late and I wasn't getting enough sleep because the kids would wake up early. So now I wake up before them. Even if it's just 10 minutes, you guys, you just need a little bit of time to wake up and kind of get your thoughts gathered before you have all the kids asking you questions and you're being pulled all of the different directions. So one of the things that is important to do is kind of just have like a consistent flow for the kids. Wake up, get dressed, eat breakfast, brush their teeth, make their beds, and then get ready for the day. And then if they go to school or you have errands for the day, if you're homeschooled or whatever you're doing, that way you're just ready to go and everyone knows what's expected of them. And I have found that that really helps to like reduce the chaos and like those last minute scrambles of, oh my gosh, where is everything? Oh my gosh, I forgot these things. Set their clothes out, set your kids' clothes out the night before. Get their shoes ready. Because I don't know about you guys, but shoes And socks seem to always disappear. They're always gone. We have one shoe here and one shoe here. And I can't tell you how many times we've left the house and my 4-year-old has two different pairs of shoes on. And you know what? Maybe she's done it on purpose. Maybe she can't find her shoes. I don't know. But when you set the clothes out the night before with the shoes, it does prevent that last minute like scramble for things. Okay, routine number two that has really helped me has been meal planning and meal prepping. That has saved my sanity. I can't tell you how many times at dinner time. I don't know about you guys, but how many times have you, it's got to 5 o'clock and you're like, I didn't even think about dinner until just now. You don't have anything ready to go. And, maybe you're trying to eat healthier and all of a sudden you're like, you know what? Forget it. We're just going to have pizza for dinner, or we're going to have frozen chicken nuggets, or whatever it is that works for your family. But if you can meal plan and prep ahead of time, that is going to completely change that dinner time routine for you. And that's been a huge help for me. So I usually plan like on Sunday, I will plan out all of my meals and what I'm going to buy, check all of my ingredients. I get my cookbook out and I go and I write down what recipes that I want to do. And then I'll take another page and I'll write down all of the ingredients. And that way, I have like a list, and I've started keeping those lists. And I didn't used to do that, but now I keep them. I keep the basically the menu and the ingredients list. And that way it's like, oh, on November 2023, that was helpful. This is what we had. So I can just grab it and not have to take the time to get the cookbooks out again. And so that's kind of saved me some time also. Some of the things that I also do is I prep veggies and meats and stuff all ahead of time. Once I go grocery shopping, I will come home and cook up my meats and put them in freezer Ziploc bags. And for our size family, anywhere from 3 to 5 pounds a meal is what we need, it sounds like so much meat, but when you're feeding that many people, you need a lot of food. And so I freeze those and we call them like just prep meals. And so that way, if it is a busy day and I didn't stick to my routine, I can grab a Ziploc bag of already cooked hamburger, run it under some warm water, break it all up, and then cook it for, heat it back up and dinner's ready. It's so much faster than trying to plan an entire meal. Okay, routine number three, you need a bedtime routine. You have got to have a bedtime routine. You have got to decide what time you're going to go to bed every single day, and you need to stick to that. You need some downtime. If you don't have a bedtime routine, that's when you end up with bedtime battles. I mean, we've all experienced it where they're melting down, they don't want to go to bed. You're almost in tears. You're just like, could you please just go to sleep so that I can have my me time? Just go to sleep. Stop this. So, bedtime routines, it helps our kids to settle down, to kind of like wind down, and prepares their little brains for sleep. So, I usually start about 30 minutes before the actual bedtime. So, for our three youngest, and they are seven, currently they are 7, 6, and 4, their bedtime is 8 o'clock. So, we usually start bedtime routine at 7:30. Does that mean they're sleeping at 8? No, it doesn't. Some of them sleep at 8:30. Some of them are messing around until 9, 9:30, 10 o'clock, but they're in bed. And the more that we do that routine, the faster I've noticed as they age that their little bodies go, okay, it's bedtime. I'm not going to mess around anymore. It's usually like our 4-year-old that's like trying to wake everybody up. And, one of those things that we're working on as a parent. But you can do some like calm activities about 30 minutes before bed. So maybe it's a bath for you guys. Reading books, playing calm games. Sometimes we'll play like a calm card game. Games are kind of hard though, because sometimes they get wound up, especially if you're a competitive family. So maybe that's not the best suggestion for you guys, but reading a book, just a calm activity, snuggling with your kids, having a conversation, asking them about their day. That gives you an opportunity to build a bond with them where they feel like, oh my gosh, my mom cares about the things that I'm doing. And even though they're 4 years old, they still want to tell you all about their day and all the things that they've experienced. And so you can have some really meaningful conversations right before bed. And then when they're teenagers, that's a whole nother game changer when they just want to talk at like 10 o'clock at night or 11, whatever. Okay, so routine number 4. This is self-care for you. This is a routine that I want you guys to put into place because so often as moms, we forget to take care of ourselves. We are taking care of everybody else, and we're constantly pouring into everybody else, but we're not refilling ourselves. And when we're empty, We cannot pour from an empty glass. We can't do it. We have to recharge. We have to take that time for ourselves. That is so important. So for me, I take a bath every single night, and it's a crazy hot bath. And I sit in there and I relax and I close the door and nobody's allowed in, not even my husband. I want that quiet downtime. And I start my bedtime routine about 30 minutes also before I have to go to bed. And I'm trying to be better about staying on bedtime time, like getting in bed at the same time every single night. I struggle with that right now, but I want you guys to understand that taking care of yourself, you're not being selfish when you do that. It's essential that you're doing that. It's a time for you to recharge yourself so that you can handle everything that's thrown your way, and you can handle that with more patience and with more grace. So that is probably, I would say, the biggest thing you need to work on is making sure that you are taking time for yourself. All right. Routine number 5. I think we're on number 5. Okay. Family time. So what can you do to build a connection? What are some of the things that that you can do to create lasting memories? And this doesn't have to be like an elaborate vacation or elaborate thing like that. You want to keep things simple. So a weekly game night for us, we do games. We do every weekend we have a big family dinner. And if my kids have friends over, the friends are at family dinner and we all sit at the table. And if there's extra, then we have to put a little side table up for the little girls. But having a once a week dinner time frame is huge for our family. As they've gotten older, sometimes they're kind of like, I don't really want to have to do that anymore, but they absolutely love doing it still. They talk about the things, how much they enjoy it later on. Sometimes at the time they're too busy to do all that. But it's been so important to establish that and have a weekly dinner date. And as they grow up and get more married, that might change. I would love to have like all of their kids and the spouses come over and just have this huge dinner every week. That would be amazing to me. I can't wait for that time frame. But you just for us, the dinner, excuse me, dinner once a week is the key. And the important thing is just be consistent. Take some dedicated time with you and free from distractions. There's no phones at the dinner table. That's not allowed. That way we can have an engaging conversation. It's allowed us to strengthen the family bonds. It's fun to watch the kids interact and banter with one another. And it's helped create a sense of security for the kids. They know that we love them and that we take that time every single week to sit down and enjoy each other. So if you got value out of this episode, I want you guys to hop onto like Instagram. I'm going to put the link down below in the show notes, but get on Instagram, follow me, let's connect, DM me, give me some tips and tricks on what you guys are doing to create a peaceful, calm atmosphere in your house. So again, the link is going to be down below for the show notes. If you want to try one of these routines out, I would love to hear what kind of results you got, your success stories. You guys subscribe to this podcast, subscribe to this YouTube channel, wherever you are seeing this, and share it with other moms. There are so many of us that are struggling. Let us work together. Let us build this village online together and build each other up. So I love you guys. Have a blessed day. I will talk to you again.